Hey guys, it's Haley. For those of you that don't know, I'm 21 years old. I live in Mississippi. I am scheduled for VSG with Dr. Ortiz through a letter me on the 12th of December, so in a couple weeks. I'm currently on my 6-week pre-op diet. You can see my other videos on that, but basically it's going really good now. It's a lot easier every day, so I can conquer anything. So I decided I want to do some research on the bariatric vitamins that we are supposed to take post-op, and I did some research on about 12 brands. Before I show the results, I kind of just wanted to first of all state that Cindy, who is the aftercare nurse for Letter Me, helped me with this research. So you know, I just want to put that out there, basically, that I'm not saying she backs my results, because I am human and I may have made a mistake, but this was a collab between me and Cindy, and you know, these are the results that we found. You know, it was really good having her there to help me, because she's a nurse, and I think she has her bachelor's, and she is a not a midwife, but like she told me about it today. She delivers babies, and she's just a great woman. Love her to death. I wish she was my grandma. But anyway, I wanted to just state that she was in on this, basically. So anyway, I want to say that I'm human. I make mistakes. If you find a mistake in my data, just let me know. I'm sorry. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nurse. I have no medical background. This was strictly, what I did was I contacted Cindy a couple weeks ago, months ago maybe, and asked her what vitamins per Letter Me, the company that I'm going through, we needed. Like calcium, how many milligrams, etc. And it's about maybe 8 or so. And I made a chart of what the vitamin was, what we needed, and then I just went on the company's websites for each vitamin and saw what each serving, so not pill, not capsule, what each serving has. And I just put it in a chart. It sounds simple, but it was difficult. I will say that there is one vitamin on the list is Young 90 Tangerine. It's like a scoop. It's like a powder that my friend Dusty wanted me to do some research on. The serving size on it is 2 scoops, but she does 4. So for this demonstration, it will show 4, just for Dusty. I also want to say that if your vitamin of choice falls low, I'm not attacking it. I did this for me, and I'm just sharing what I found. I'm not attacking any of the companies. I'm just doing my research. I'm very anal about things, and this is something I'm like this in my whole everyday life, you know, very detailed. But I just want everybody to know that bottom line is do your own research and check the labels. You know, look at what you're supposed to have and check the labels. And that's pretty much it. I don't know. Anyway, another thing I felt like mentioning was that calcium for bariatric patients we're supposed to have calcium citrate or citrate, and a couple of these had the other form of calcium. I can't think of what it is. So if you see that it has an X, it's not necessarily that it doesn't have calcium, it's that it has the wrong kind. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. I didn't want y'all to just look at me. Okay, so another thing I want to say before I show the results is that folic acid and folate are the same thing. So if you see folate and folic acid, they're hand in hand. Another thing is vitamin C. I couldn't find where Letter Me had a recommendation for an actual dose. So the vitamin C requirement on my data is what I found on Google for bariatric patients. So, okay, I'm not associated with Letter Me. I'm not associated with any vitamin company. Just your friend doing, you know, data. That's it. I want to also say that a lot of people have said that they get sick with certain vitamins, and from looking at the data and from talking to Cindy, because like I said, she helped me with this, it looks like the ones that make people nauseous and ill are higher in iron. So I just want to throw that out there. If maybe you're taking one that's very similar to if you find one that's similar to what you're taking but it's lower in iron, maybe switch them out. So that's it for my opener. I know I'm all over the place, and I've been meaning to post this video, or take this video rather, not post it, but for like a week now, and I've just been working on stuff. And anyway, so here's the results. Oh, and one last thing. If you see that your vitamin is low, I mean if your multivitamin is low in a certain vitamin, Don't freak out and start taking extra supplements, or, I mean, I'm not giving anybody advice. This is just what I would do. Don't listen to me. If I found that, say, selenium, which I think almost every vitamin was low in, spoiler alert, for instance, 7 Brazilian nuts, which are the big ones in the mixed nuts, is equivalent to what you need in selenium every day. So you gotta remember that you're getting a lot of these from your food and protein shakes. Like, look at the back of your Premier Protein, you know, so don't freak out. You know, you gotta remember that this is just for the multivitamin you still eat. So keep that in mind. Here are the results. I also want to point out that if your vitamin is low in 1 or 2 things, but you've done your labs and they're fine, keep doing what you're doing. Or don't, I don't care. I mean, I don't want people to be able to say, like, Haley told me whatever. This is what I would do. If I saw somebody do this study and found that my vitamin was lacking a couple things, but those things were fine on my labs, I would keep doing what I'm doing, you know? Because it may be that you're eating foods that are, you know, keeping up the shortage. But what I'm going to do as a person that's pre-op, I'm going to pick one, still don't know which one, and if I can do it for 3 months, check my labs. If they're not good, switch it up, whatever. So I'm just saying, like, don't freak out. Don't take extra supplements or do whatever. I mean, just you know, keep your labs in mind. If you're taking something, you're like, wow, it's lacking that many, but your labs are fine, you know, don't freak out. I don't know, I read a lot of studies. I do a lot of research. I just read some studies that were like, so-and-so bariatric patients have issues with bone health because they, after 1 year or 2 years of post-op, they stop taking everything, and because of that, they're not getting enough calcium, and that's what made me start thinking. So, I'm OCD and have high anxiety, and I researched everything, and that's what led me to this. So, thanks for watching, guys. I know that I ramble and I'm terrible and all over the place, so here are the results. For the last time, here's the results. So before we look at the charts, I just want to show you an image of what bottle I was looking at for each thing. So when you see Journey tablets on the data, this is the bottle that I'm looking at. When you see OptiSource on the data, this is going to be called ProCare, but it's ProCare Health Bariatric Chewable. And we got Celebrate. Now this is the one with iron in it, okay? I did the one with iron in it. This is the vitamin we're doing for Fusion. This is yellow on the package, but I didn't have a printer with ink. I mean with colored ink. These are berry melts. This is the patch that we reference, just a typical multivitamin patch. I did 2 bariatric advantages. I did this one, the Ultra, and then I also did the the regular bariatric advantage, or whatever. I don't know if this is regular. This one and that one. And then I also did another Journey because I found the data was different. So this one is Journey capsules, so that you'll see that the data on the capsules and the tablets is different. And this is produced through Bariatric Eating, I believe. And the last one, the one that's submitted by Dusty, is the powder that's, I think it's called Young 90, and it's tangerine. We have a last minute submission by Cindy. It was O-Purity. I don't have a picture of it, so I'm just going to start with the O-Purity results. I have a chart for the rest of them, but this one is, you know, last minute submission. So on the left you see what we need, and on the right you see what it has. So in total, O-Purity is lacking 4. So okay, so the calcium, it has no calcium, but let's say biotin, it's not that it doesn't have any, it's that it's lacking. So it's 4 total, if that makes sense. Okay, this is the chart for everything. We've got OptiSource, the patch, ProCare, Bariatric Advantage Ultra, Celebrate, regular Bariatric Advantage, Journey tablets, Journey capsules, Berry Melts, Fusion, and then the Tangerine Young 90. Focus. So I just want to point out that 1 milligram is the same as 1,000 mcg, and the Journey caps and the Patch MD do have calcium, but it's the wrong calcium. It's not the citrate or the citrate. And the Young 90, like I said, is doubled per Dusty's request, because that's what she takes. She wanted me to compare it. But the serving on that one is 2 scoops, not 4. Everything else is per serving. So we have here what we need, and then I've checked marked what each one has. So I'll just show you that. So Optisource was lacking 5. The patch is lacking 3. ProCare is lacking 4. Bariatric Advantage Ultra is lacking 4. Celebrate is lacking 4. Bariatric Advantage, Journey Tablets, Journey Capsules are lacking 4. Berry Melts are lacking 6. Fusion is lacking 8. And the Young 90 is lacking 4. So if you're going to stop watching the video at this point and say, okay, patch it is, I want to point out, I've done a lot of research on the patch, because to me it was like too good to be true, and I just find that it's odd that they state you can't overdose on these, because you can overdose on vitamins. Because there was a comment on their website, I believe, where somebody said, can I just take 2, put 2 patches on? And they said, sure, you can overdose on them, but that's not true. So it just makes me wonder, I don't know, it just makes me wonder how much we're actually absorbing, and how, because you know, this isn't regulated by the FDA. They could write anything they want. So it just makes me wonder, and I, for one, I don't think I'm going to go with the patch just from this data. I'm probably going to pick, you know what, I haven't even thought about it. Probably whatever's cheaper. Whatever I can stomach. I like the idea of the patch, but I don't trust it. It has the wrong calcium in it, and I don't know, just something about it. I may give it a try, because I know that it's not a bad price for it. It's like $20 a month, maybe. But I don't know. I just question it. So this is the results. I'll post screenshots. I also made this chart. Let me go this way, where it shows what you need and what each vitamin had. So we've got the same order there, Optisource to Young 90. So in the pink, we've got what we need per a lighter me, and per a couple other research studies with doctors. And then we've got what they have. Now an X means that they either have no calcium or no iron in Berry Melt's case, or that they have the wrong calcium. So you see the varying numbers. Like I said, if you're getting nausea from one of these, a lot of times it has to do with the high iron. So look at which one has high iron versus low iron. Maybe switch it up. Or if you're taking something and it's lower in, you know, this, but your labs are good, and it's, you know, I don't know what I'm talking about. But do what you need to with this information. I'm literally just writing it down. I'm not saying go with any company. I'm not giving you any advice. I have no medical background. I'm just laying out the data. So that's pretty much everything I have for y'all. I really appreciate you watching my video. And I also want to say, for those of you that are on the Facebook page, A Lighter Me, tomorrow, if you will shoot me a message or a comment, whatever, with your question about this video, and Cindy, the lovable Cindy, will answer them tomorrow. We may do it live. If not, it'll be tomorrow evening, like late, like probably 9 or 10 o'clock. So if you have any questions, hit us up, and thanks for watching.